In this lesson, we're going to leverage another layer property known as the mask effect. I've already got a file open here with a JPEG sitting on layer 1 that I imported in already. If I look in my library, I can see this JPEG called Venice. I'm going to create a brand new layer right now. Go down to my new layer icon, and I'll just double click on that layer name, and I will call it mask to start with. Now I'm going to span these over 20 frames. I'm going to create a mask that will animate over 20 frames. So let me start by highlighting frame 20 by simply dragging downwards across both frames, and that highlights both of them, and hitting F5 on my keyboard, which simply spans the frames across those 20 frames. Now I'm going to go back to my mask layer to frame 1 and highlight it. And I'll draw an oval. I'll draw a circle in here which will ultimately be the mask. So it's going to look like a searchlight, if you will, or a spy looking through a lens, and we'll not only create a mask, but we'll also animate it. So I'll start by creating the oval, using oval tool. Now the color of this is completely irrelevant. It's just going to use the shape to determine the shape of the mask ultimately. So I'm going to draw a circle in this upper left corner, and I'm holding my shift key down to create a perfect circle. Now I need to highlight that circle and turn it into a movie clip. So I'm going to go up to Modify, Convert to Symbol, and you can see here it's F8 on your keyboard. So I will name this Circle Mask, and that's what will appear in my library as well. Okay, so that's a movie clip now. Now I'm just going to go down to my mask layer, highlight the keyframe, and convert that to a motion tween. So I'll right click on it and I'll create motion tween. And I will go to the last frame in here and move that circle so that I can see the man inside of the circle. And you can see now that there is an animation going across. If I scrub my playhead, the circle moves diagonally down and stops on the man. At this point, I'm going to create my mask. So I've got my animation in place, and I want that circle to be a mask. In other words, a hole that we can only see the background through. So we'll see the photograph only exposed within the area of this circle. So to create a mask, you have a layer that's a mask and a layer that's being masked. So the layer that I name mask, I will turn into a mask by double clicking on its icon, and it pops up a dialog box, and I'll choose the type called mask. Click that and click OK. I saw my icon change here. Now the next step will be to create the layer being masked. So I'll do the same thing. I'll double click on the icon on layer 1, and I'll select the type called masked. Click masked, click OK. Now to basically turn this on, I need to right click one more time on either the mask layer or the masked layer. So I'll just go up to mask and right click and choose show masking. And bingo, it manifests itself. If I scrub my playhead across, I can see that mask moving, and it does stop on the man. Now to preview this, I can just hit my return key, my enter key, and lo and behold, there is our mask. Now if I want to edit this mask, I can just go in here and unlock and make a change. So for example, if I wanted to change the position of the circle, I could do that, and as soon as I lock it up again, it reapplies the mask. Now let me change that back. Let me unlock this again and just put it back so that the head is basically in the middle of the circle. And once I lock it, as I said, the magic returns. And that works for both layers. If for some reason I wanted to, say, move that, I can, and then as soon as I lock it, everything works again. So I will unlock this and simply move this back. and then relock it, and my mask is good to go. And that is how we create mask layers.